Hey, what's going on? This is Melanie Fiona. Shouting out all my queens out there. You've just been crowned, and you're checking me out and all the other amazing queens right here on thequeenscastle.net. Keep it locked.
Hi Melanie, I'm wondering, I know the MF Life is coming out.
Yes, I'm so glad you know the title.
We're highly anticipating the release. I know that you said you wanted to work with B.O.B. You dropped a few names of folks that you would like to collab with on this album. Let the Queen's Castle readers know what they can expect on the MF Life.
You can expect some collaborations, none of which I can discuss just yet. But I definitely did say that I wanted to work with B.O.B., Bruno Mars, CeeLo, John Legend, Drake, definitely. Is that my phone talking? You know, it's a collection of songs that I needed to make sure were embodied in the Stadium Soul family. You know, when I toured with Alicia Keys and Kanye West, I needed to hear my music loud, and that's how I wanted the songs on this album to sound. And you know, it's the graduation, I feel like, from The Bridge. The Bridge was definitely rooted in like a lot of retro soul because that's what I grew up listening to, and that's my foundation. And it was my chance to, you know, pay homage and respect to the artists that inspired me and that sound that inspired me. And now from that, life has inspired me, and being an artist and growing has inspired me. So this new album, The MF Life, is about where I'm at right now and how I feel about life, the ups and the downs.
I love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so you and Drake were in a group together.
In a groupish, yeah.
Groupish,
yes.
Okay, cool. How has that experience helped your career now?
The experience is really great. I think personally for me, what it did was kind of just confirm that I was on the path to something big then, because we did find each other in a small city of Toronto, and it's kind of rare that that happens, and that we both have now excelled to a point in our careers individually that we can look at each other and be like, hey, remember when? So it's a really, really cool thing. It's love for us, and I think it says a lot about just determination and the people that you keep around you. You know, I definitely feel like my mom always used to tell me, show me your company and I'll tell you who you are. And I definitely feel like in that regard, having somebody like Drake at such a young age when both of us were, now see it, you know, each of us evolve into our own careers is a beautiful thing. And it just says a lot about the type of people that we attracted and the energy that we brought together, which was based in talent and love for what we do. So I feel really excited whenever people are like, whenever they're like, are you gonna do a song with Drake? Because, you know, you guys were together. And I was like, man, not many people know that, you know, like it really did start in like the basement of a restaurant. Like that's where we would gig and, you know, just do it for love. And it feels really good that I can say that we kind of made it. Yeah. Thank you.
I know the original cut with Fool for You was featuring Philip Bailey. And then it transpired that you got on there with CeeLo. So I just want to know kind of how that experience is. Because CeeLo is he's out there, he's in his own world, but I love it because he makes good music.
Absolutely.
I know you make good music. So how was that experience for you?
The experience was amazing. For the record, because some people hate me online now because they're like, Philip Bailey was on it, who's Melanie Fiona? Philip Bailey is still on there. He's in the backgrounds and in the choruses and stuff. So he's still on there. So now I've collaborated with Philip Bailey and CeeLo.
Awesome.
But it was really, really cool because I had actually ran up on CeeLo. I did a gangster dinner. It was at the Soul Train Awards. That was the first time I'd ever been around him like in close proximity, and I like knocked on the door and I was like, hi, into his dressing room. Like I don't know what's going on in there, but I'm like, I need to come in and say hi. Hi, I'm Melanie Fiona, and I really love you, and I love your music, and I really want to work with you. He's like, oh yeah, you're the ooh, ooh, ooh. And I'm like, he's like, I know my music. I was like, listen, I really want to keep in touch with you, and I want to get some work done. And then, you know, I never heard from him. And then shortly after, I got the call from the label, and they were like, they want you on the re-release of Lady Killer for Fool for You. And I was like, word? And they were like, yeah. So I got the track I wrote my verse on the way to the studio in the car. And I got in there and I just kind of just did it. He wasn't in the studio, he was on tour in Germany. So, you know, he text messaged me that day and he was like, hey, I'm so glad we're gonna be working together. And I just expressed my gratitude, and I just kind of had to really follow his lead because he is so talented and he is so unique, and I did not want to take away from that because that's actually, I think, one of the best songs and one of my most favorite on the album. So I wanted to keep that stank. Because that's what's on it. That's what makes that record so hot. That stank, that cadence, that placement of how he sings, and I wanted to stay true to that. So I wrote in the same pattern, but just from a female's perspective, and did my own little thing on it. And I still wanted to be an individual on it. And so far, the people love it. You know, everybody's been loving it. Steve Harvey single-handedly has played that record back to back every day. So you know, I think good music always speaks for itself, and I'm proud to be a part of that. And you hear that's back in the show.
Who are some artists, known or unknown, that you might be listening to that inspire some of the music that you're making today?
I really love Adele, who I've always loved, and her new album is like on repeat in my iPod. She's amazing, and I think a true testament to what it takes to make good music and what it means to stay true to yourself and to not get involved in all the things that everybody thinks you need to be involved in. She's excellent. I love artists like Janelle Monáe, who just do their own thing and are super talented and humble and gracious. I love artists like Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys is a big inspiration for me just because I always hold her up, between her and Lauryn Hill. I hold them up as two female artists along with another legend like Sade, who I think did it on a level that was so unique to them, classy. They were respected on all levels, and had a super successful career. So I feel like that's the like motto, and that's that kind of model that I look at, and when I say I feel inspired by, that inspires me to want to aim to have that type of success. But you know, I listen to a lot of hip hop. I love B.O.B. Who else do I really love right now? There's this guy named James Blake. It's very I don't know how to describe it. It's very linear, I think the music is. It's almost very transcending and very, I don't know, like almost like you're on a trip of some kind. But it's really cool, and it's very mellow. And his voice, the tone of his voice is just, it's killer. I love it. So just listening to tone is a big thing, and poetry is a big thing, just because I always feel like storytelling is a good thing in records, and it's important to tell stories. So yeah.
Okay, so we all know you look good, you're fly, you're fresh. What are some places that you like to shop that, you know, others can't, you know, might go online and get, you know.
No,
right? I'm with you.
I'm serious. Okay, so I can tell you.
What?
This? Let me tell you about this. Okay, this is I wear this for more than one reason. I love feathers. Feathers is like a big thing that I've incorporated into my life, into my whole new approach to life. And this was actually made by a designer. I was in Sacramento, and her name, the name of her company is She Lux Couture. And she came backstage, she waited backstage to give me these earrings that she had designed and all these things. She's like, I know you love feathers, and I have feathers on my mic stand. She was just like, I love, you know, your style, and I just want to make you some stuff. And she had this on her wrist. And I was like, oh, I love your bracelet, it's so beautiful. She's like, here. And she took it off and she gave it to me. And a young girl like me just trying to be an entrepreneur. And I wear this not just, you know, for what I love and it fits my style and what it is, but because I just would love to promote anybody who's really trying to do their thing. And she was doing it so honestly. And it just happened to fit my style, so that was a double win. And you know, like I pretty much just shop anywhere. Like it could be the smallest shop on the street, vintage shops, you know, to high department stores, whatever it is. I just kind of always balancing out. I don't really ever think that you need to spend a lot of money to look great. I always feel like people put so much emphasis on the clothes making the person, and I feel like that's true if you don't really have anything else going on with your person. But when your person has a lot to offer, the clothes really don't make you. You make the clothes. So I mean, you know what I mean? Like I just like, you know, mixing it up. I will give it. I will be honest. I splurge, and I splurge on shoes. Ladies, I just, that is one, that's a weakness for me. My shoe collection is absolutely crazy. I love shoes. I will spend mortgage payments on shoes. And not many other things. I don't have many like crazy handbags. I'm not really into that. I like little vintage satchels, like, you know, like they could be small. I have my big bag because I'm on the road. But I'm definitely into mixing high and low. I'll go to thrift stores. I go to vintage stores. You can get great stuff at H&M. You can find great stuff anywhere, really. I mean, the way that even like, you know, more reasonably priced stores are designing their fashion is to mirror high fashion. So you can get great cuts anywhere. It's just about finding what your personal style is and mixing. And I always feel like high and low, old and new, you know, always works for me. And I like lots of pattern.